one. Stephen A. Smith has really been pushing this Draymond Green to the Lakers narrative. He even had this to say: Draymond Green expected this to be his last year with the Warriors and wants to be a Laker. He says, I can tell you right now, Andrew Wiggins and Poole are a priority. I can tell you right now that Draymond Green is expecting this to be his last year in Golden State. Now, he want to be a Laker. He ain't going to tell anybody that, but don't think I don't know. He'd prefer to be a Laker if he got to leave Golden State. But he looking for a payday. He going to get $25 million this year. He got a player option for $24 million next year. The Warriors are probably hoping he don't opt in because they'd have to pay him on top of the cats that they know that they got to pay in Poole and Wiggins. So right off the bat, this is something that I have said for a while, right? That Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole should be a priority. Andrew Wiggins provides much more to this team than Draymond Green does anymore. Andrew Wiggins, the intangibles he has. A guy that could go get you 20 a night if you need him to, but doesn't have to. He doesn't care about his stats, stuff like that. He's fine playing the third, fourth option on this team, but having that guy that can, on an off night of Steph or an off night of Clay or Poole or multiple guys, you have Wiggins that can go in, do that. He also play multiple positions. He can also guard multiple positions. He can also guard the best player on the other team every night. Having Andrew Wiggins, I think in my opinion, and I've said this, Andrew Wiggins is the most important player between Poole and Draymond, guys like that. I would keep Wiggins over both of those guys if it came down to it. But Jordan Poole, he's young. He's a guy that can light it up and go off for 30 any given night. A guy that could be, your Klay Thompson replacement in the future. And so it makes sense that they would want to keep, the 22, 23-year-old kid and Andrew Wiggins, who's still very young in and of himself. Plus, you have all the young talent around them. Steph and Klay, those are two guys that, because they shoot so well, they could play as long as they want. Eventually, they could just merge into the Ray Allen role and just be corner spot-up three-point shooters or just spot-up shooters in general. And they are so good that they'll be effective. So it makes a ton of sense that Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole would be the priority for the Warriors and that they're not going to want to let these guys go. But in the same time, they're going to have to make decisions because what? Are they going to pay $1 billion a year in luxury tax and stuff? If these guys get maxes, they're going to be paying so much money, just being so significantly over the tax, having 5 guys on max contracts. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the league, if I'm not mistaken. And it's insane to have that many people on max contracts to this level. You're not talking maybe when the max contracts were a couple million each, sure. But now, you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. It's insane the amount of money that is being put out there. And look, I don't think the Warriors wouldn't do it if they felt this is the team we got for the future. This is a team that can win a championship, which they just did win a championship. But I think we're starting to see Kuminga play the 4, starting to see a lot more of Kuminga. I really think the Warriors are starting to condition him and, get him ready to fill in for that Draymond Green role. I really do. I think that he's going to end up being the Draymond Green replacement going forward, which may be better for the Warriors because he's more athletic, he's younger, he's more talented far as skill set wise goes for his age. Draymond at times is a liability. And look, I don't want to just say Draymond is, worthless and pointless. No, he is a very valuable player to the Warriors. I don't want that to go, unnoticed. But at some point, the antics and everything else just kind of become too much. And it's like, okay, we don't need, might be just as good, if not better without him because we can open up spots for our guys. You could have Kuminga and Wiggins and, have a committee of guys playing in those spots, playing in that role, and get the same production, if not more, because you don't have to have Draymond in there. Although Draymond does, run the offense, stuff like that, it's not the end of the world. Draymond has missed plenty of games. He's been, whether it's by suspension or injury or, both or, multitude of things, the Warriors are always fine even when he's not in the game. And so I don't think it's going to be that huge of an impact. Now, I do think that, he provides so much more than what the stats say, that just sort of bully in many ways, that guy that can go and get you the technical, that'll punch the guy in the mouth, that'll do the dirty work, that isn't afraid to just kind of, bane with the other opponent, like things like that. That all has value in and of itself, just that vocal leader. But this is you're starting to see the Warriors transition in a new era, and it's good. It's not a bad thing for the Warriors. The Warriors are trying to remain competitive and relevant for the next several years. So letting go of Draymond Green or convincing Draymond to opt out or something along those lines, I don't think will be a big deal for the Warriors. I think if anything, it'd kind of be a blessing in disguise, especially if Draymond ended up going to a team like the Lakers or something like that. Like, because now you don't have to worry about the headache. You don't have to make the tough decision. You don't have to do anything, right? It's just like, hey, Draymond, this is what Draymond wanted. We wish him the best. We're hoping for the best for him. That's something that could happen. Problem is that from a Lakers standpoint, he's not worth $25 million. Now, if you could get Draymond on like maybe 12 or 15 million a year, I would say, yeah. I would say, why not take a shot? Just because like him, LeBron, Davis would be a very formidable front court and would be really solid, in my opinion. Having Draymond and Davis as your defensive unit down there, I think would be really good. Now, will Draymond fit with LeBron and Davis as like that third guy, fourth guy, whatever? That's a real question. I think if it does work, I think it could be really good, especially if you have two shooters along with these three. I think this could be scary. But will the Lakers be able to get that? And two, would Draymond even take that kind of money? Because if he wants $25 million, he's just not worth it. He's just not. He might be to the Warriors, maybe a team like Detroit where they're young, they got the money, they can sign him for that for a couple years, and it's not going to really affect them or impact them. Maybe they take a flyer just to have him as that veteran leader, that guy in the locker room. So I could see in the right situation maybe, but for most teams, Draymond is not a $25 million guy. I don't even think he's a $20 million guy for most teams. He's 32 years old, so he's still young in the sense of the NBA. So he's still got several more years in him, but he's not the same player he once was. And he's only going to continue to decline. And so last thing you want is to be at the end of that deal and he's terrible. You're paying him $25 million, you get maybe 1 or 2 good years, and then he just completely falls off a cliff because he's not that athletic. He's not that, he's a very specific type of player. I just don't think he is worth the money that he wants. And I think he's going to find that out rather quickly. Now, again, if he would take something reasonable, I would say take a chance. Like if he wanted to, like if you could do like a 4-year, $60 million deal, I would probably take the flyer on Draymond because you're getting him for like $15 million a year. He's a guy that I really think could have an impact, and if he does work with LeBron and AD, then perfect. He's also a guy that can kind of, you could have even post LeBron and kind of have that point forward to where you could just kind of build your team around Draymond and AD. So I do think that there's value in Draymond. I just don't know if it's worth the Lakers to shovel out all their money for. I think that there are likely much better options. And I would rather, if they were going to give $25 million to Draymond, which is basically all their cap, I would rather them do that between several players. Instead of maxing out on Draymond, I'd rather see them try to go get like a Bogdanovich and, maybe a Gary Trent or something like that. Or Bogdanovich and Turner. Something along those lines to where you get basically 2 guys for the price of Draymond, and those 2 guys will have more of an impact than Draymond would. That's my only thing. Like, I think the idea of what Draymond could bring to this team, I think would be really good, especially if you kept guys like Patrick Beverley, guys like that, Dennis Schroeder. Imagine having a lineup out there, period, of just like Draymond, Davis, Schroeder, and Beverly with LeBron kind of orchestrating everything. That would be great defensively. You basically have, like, that would be one of the better defensive teams in the league. And then, you just have LeBron just calling out sets, Draymond, both guys just kind of being vocal out there. I like what Draymond could bring to a Lakers team. I just don't think he's worth the money, personally. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think the Lakers should go after Draymond next season? Do you think it would be worth it? Do you think it's not? However you feel, whatever you think, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know down in the comment section below. The good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between. Should Draymond be a Laker? Should he not? Let me know down in the comment section. Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.